My name's Matt, and I will be doing the Shift.ms Takeover for the month of April. Enjoy. Today I wanted to talk to you about treatment and relationships that you have with your neurologist. So we'll just dive straight in. I'm 35 years of age. I got diagnosed with MS 4 years ago. In that time I've been on Copaxone. I was on that for about a year. Was on GILENYA for about 2 years, and I've just started Lemtrada. So a little bit about Copaxone. This is for me personally. It didn't work for me at all. I had 2 relapses while I was on it, quite bad ones. But this isn't to say that it doesn't work for everybody. I have a friend and he's been on it for 13 years. He's only had 5 relapses, of which 2 of them have been quite bad. But yeah, he swears by it, says it's great. Anyway, it didn't pan out for me, so I then went on to GILENYA. I had a relapse within the first 6 months, which is sort of to be expected, as you know, it takes that sort of length of time for the drugs to build up in your system, so wasn't too concerned about that. Then I was pretty good for about a year, struggled with fatigue and stuff, but generally felt pretty good. Was able to take part in quite a few events, triathlons and running events and other weird stuff, but I'll talk to you about those in a later video. So yeah, that was alright, and then the sort of last 6 months it was a bit of a struggle, and I had another relapse towards the end of that. Not as severe as previous relapses, and managed to get it early with steroids. So I'm not too sure whether you know anything about steroids, but steroids only really work if you catch the relapse really quite soon, otherwise they don't really have that much of an effect. So just something to bear in mind, but obviously you'll be guided by your neurologist and your MS team on that one. So yeah, on to Lemtrada. So I just started that in February, so I was in hospital for 6 days, should have been 5. They had a bit of a nightmare at the beginning. You have to have the blood and urine test every month for 5 years. I just had my second blood test earlier in the week, and that is the second of 60. And then I go back next year for the same treatment, but I'll just be in hospital for 3 days. So yeah, I'm okay with that. So no more taking pills, no more injections. Just since I've had it, the first month I felt brilliant, but I think that was the steroids. They sort of worn off, and then since I've just been massively fatigued, more than I have ever previously on any other treatment, or even when I've not been on drugs. So all of this sort of leads me on to the next thing, which is the relationship that you have with your MS nurses and your neurologist. I don't have the best relationship with my neurologist. So yeah, we don't get on, and I see a different, he's my prescribing neurologist. He prescribed me for Lemtrada, which I thanked him for, because I am grateful. But I see another neurologist, like a young bloke, who is very personable. We get on, you know, as well as we possibly should. He's nice and polite, and that's all I want really. You know, I just want them to treat us like people. So yeah, I've upset one MS nurse because yeah, we just didn't get on. Maybe it's me, probably is me to be fair. And then my other MS nurse, we get on really well, because again, she's just polite. This leads me on to the next thing, is you are guided by these people, right? I use the word guided because at the end of the day, it's your body, and you know your body better than anybody else, regardless of, you know, how many tests they do. You know whether you're feeling well or unwell. Can't really emphasise this enough, and it's up to you whether you want to take control of your treatment course. Like with regards to Lemtrada, I knew that was coming out before it came out. I'd done the research on it. I was watching the phase 3 trials even before it got licensed. So, you know, it's up to you really, and I can't recommend this highly enough. Do your own research. Go out there and find, if they suggest a new drug to you, go out there and find as much information as you possibly can. It will make you feel better, possibly. Makes me feel better knowing what they're putting in my body, what they're suggesting. I want to be as informed as I possibly can. You know, I can read all the literature out there and inform myself as best possible, and suggest you do the same really. When I say research, I don't mean people's blogs, so this is a bit of a contradiction really. Don't mean people's blogs or vlogs. Go out there and search for scientific material with hard data to back it up. Somebody's opinion, like mine, yeah, it's great, take it on board, but don't add too much weight to it. You know, back it up with this scientific data. Can't really emphasize that enough. I think that's so important. One blog I use, and that is the Multiple Sclerosis Research blog, and it's Gavin Gionovoni. I didn't say that right, but he's part of Bart's Hospital, and he's also done some videos with Shift.ms, so check him out. He seems to know what he's talking about. Really knowledgeable fella. That's the only one that I really sign up for. Don't, like, all this anecdotal stuff I don't go in for. Like, you know, when somebody says, oh yeah, my sister's best friend's cousin has got MS and they went on this like crazy diet and now they don't have MS anymore, or they don't have any symptoms. Well, to be quite honest with you, that's total. I've tried every diet going. I've tried everything I possibly could that didn't involve medication, and that's something I'm going to talk to you about in one of my other videos a bit later in the month. If you've got any thoughts or comments, please leave them in the descriptions down below. Thanks very much for Shift.ms for giving me this opportunity to talk to you, and you know, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave comments, good or bad, below. The next 2 videos I've got sorted out, and the 4th video, yeah, I'm open to ideas. So if you've got any ideas, just like I say, write them down in the descriptions below. Any comments, I'll try and get back to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. All the best, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye bye.